So today Amazon brought me my Gorilla Pod for the new 70D. So I'm going to hook this one up with this one, and then because now I'm just been resting that on desks and stuff like that, but this should do the trick for my videos so that I get a better view on what I'm doing. But obviously this is again created horribly, or packaged horribly strong. So this guy, why I got this particular model is that Mr. I think his is even bigger than this. So what he does, he holds this in his hand and he has the camera attached and creates videos like that. Mitä?
Hei, jos viitsit käydä postilukulla. Mä unohdin, mä tulin noitten 2 koiran kanssa.
Joo.
Mä en muista, siellä oli jotain DHL-juttua.
Joo, mä soitin sinne jo.
Okei, mun piti sanoa tietty.
Joo.
Semmoinen kävi.
Joo, ne toimitti sen mun objektiivin, mutta kun täällä ei ole ketään kotona, niin sitten
Niin. Tietenkin just siihen aikaan sitten.
Okay, so this one test whether to get the 70D on a tripod. How will that work? Let's see. So, combination of first of all, we've had a new Thai restaurant opening just about a kilometre from our place called Thai Burpa. Maybe I've mentioned it on one of these videos. And I'd say I go there and order. They deliver their stuff in these kind of packages, and they normally fill them too full, and then all the bags and everything are covered, and the sauce, whatever it is that you've ordered. But now, no such mess this time. And then if you're not tremendously hungry, you can actually get 2 meals out of this, which is kind of nice. Especially the kids, when they eat, it's, you know, it's a joy for them. You see in the background, just slightly. If I move this a bit, please, see a bit more. The wife has set up a Christmas tree. And as you see, obviously, or immediately now, you get more into the camera. Well, I was really tired. I haven't eaten anything since lunch at work. But why I started to create this video is this here. It's from UPS, or UPS sent it to me. And this is my new 24-70 objective, which promises to be marvelous. And after I get that, then I'm not I think that's a 2.8, this is a 1.8, and this is going to be a 2.8. So after I get this hooked up on the camera, I won't be confined to these. Constricted camera angles, or they're not angles, but this way is so here it is, my first L series lens. So let's have a look what it looks like. Lens instructions. There's a small bag for it, so you can put the lens in this small pouch, and then there's a vastavalonsuoja. I need to check out what that is in English, but basically it blocks out the sun from creating nasty shades in your image. And here finally comes the lens. This is exactly what I ordered. And compared to my other lenses, this weighs a ton. So, let's take the first images with it. So, let's turn that one off, and off comes the 50mm and on goes the new Alice. Not actually quite sure. Well, this. No, it holds it. Oh, quite nice. Let's see what it says. I'm not for locking it now. Wide open. And then let's put it in the same spot as the 50mm was just a minute ago. Oh, how much more I can see now. But yeah, it looks ginormous compared to this puny thing that I had on previously. And I hadn't done any adjustments. Let's see what it does. I mean, what the aperture is and all that. But let's see what it produces straight out of the box. It's funny because normally in a Finnish restaurant you can always go for the 3 chili version. But here, this is 2 chilies, or it's supposed to be, there's a warning that it's slightly hot, and it really is hot. Even the masses of rice that don't take all the heat away. So we're going to Hakaniemen halli. They have arguably the best butcher shop in Finland. Not that I'm eating any meat, but they have good produce there. So we're gonna go there and check if we could take a couple of pictures and buy some delicacies for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, which is in Finland it's the main day, and all the presents are given on Christmas Eve. So all the kids are waiting for what do you call it? Waiting for Christmas Eve to happen, which is tomorrow. And I have still to pack all my gifts. And this is Rebecca coming. She looks a bit flustered. What's wrong?
My grandparents.
Why? We went to Hakaniemen halli, which is where all the specialty stores are, and it was absolutely jam-packed. We got our shopping done. We split up into 2 teams, and I had left my wallet home. So, what do you call it? Terry was actually waiting for me to come with her in order for me to pay for the whole thing. But then I ended up not having my wallet with me. And then Rebecca paid for the ham, the fish, or the fishies, the turkey, and two different types of bread. So there's a special bread called saaristolaisleipä that you eat with your cold cured salmon. They were something around 150, and they were the smallest that they could find, but still they cost absolutely a fortune. And then Terhi bought some cheeses and stuff like that. I can't. No, just absolutely horrible. Oh yeah, then we thought that we'll pop in for lunch, that we'll go to Kaari. There's a restaurant called Spaghetteria where the kids like to eat. And we drove there. Getting into the parking lot, it was semi-okay. I didn't go into the store. We went straight to the restaurant, ate, and Terhi went to the store, and we had her dinner waiting, or lunch waiting for her. But it took her so long to get through that we ended up taking the portion to go. And I then walked to the garage and tried to drive out, and it must have taken us about half an hour to get out. It was just absolute chaos in there. It took for ages for us to get out, but that's crazy Christmas shopping on a Friday. What else? Standing in Hakaniemen halli, and walking about. And yeah, I then, because Terry said she was pressed for time, so I took the dog out for a run. I'm feeling absolutely horribly knackered. This, I guess, is where I feel my illness the most, is when I walk for any prolonged period, or if I do hard exercise, I don't feel it. But when I do something in this kind of mild, like walking and shopping, I think is the worst, then it absolutely makes me feel horrible. Yeah, one thing that I forgot to mention is there's a guy called Nabil Qureshi. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but apparently he's from a fairly small sect in Islam originally, but then had a Christian friend who, how do I say, did apologetics with him, kind of proving to him that, by the way, the Bible is actually true, and all the scripture that is found therein, it can be proved, it can be traced. Christ really died on the cross. It's a historic fact and all that. So it's been wonderful to follow. Or when he actually describes I think he's a doctor, yeah. But somebody who's fairly intellectual, is what his journey to Christ has been, and how he then says that that I now must confess that Jesus has died for my sins, and he's now started a blog. I think he's up to 12 blog posts. I think he's doing it on his camera or on his phone or his, what do you call it, laptop, and he does everything at one go. So kudos for that. Whereas I put the stuff into iMovie and I chop it when I do blunders, or and then I compile it and send it out. Or if there's something stupid that I've said, then I try and compile it out. Or then I write a text on top of the video saying that last blunder, I think, was I said that Christmas was a midsummer party, which is obviously not true. It is the midwinter party. But, such is life. I commented on his page today saying that it's been wonderful to see you come from an evangelical side more towards the charismatic side. And then I think I posted a David Pawson teaching about these two streams of Christianity merging together. And I think he's a good example of it, because he's now been going to healing meetings, and he's been going to Bethel and different places where, I'm not saying that I'd be running there, but let's say the culture and the atmosphere there, they would feel fairly home. Whereas some of the very stringent evangelical people, I think word is everything. You base everything on the word of God, period. And I think I posted Matthew 23:28 or something like that, how you go astray because you don't know the writings and the power of God. So these two need to be combined. And I think he's a good example of this evangelical side now. Because of his illness, he's been diagnosed. Oh yeah, I forgot to. He's been diagnosed with cancer. So, because of his diagnosis, he's been getting prophecy. He's been getting prayed for. He's been visiting all sorts of charismatic churches, and what I gather from his videos is that he's been finding it as a positive experience. And I pray for him that he will get healed, because the amount of flack he gets from Muslims saying that Allah has cursed you because you left Islam, and this is what you get. It's just, well, unpleasant, and I wouldn't wish that for anybody. But yeah, what do you call it? I pray for the guy that he what do you call it? He could have a balance in what he has, because I think he's very focused on the word and how to kind of scientifically and argument that this is why the scripture are correct, which is absolutely needed and necessary. But then is that the only thing? And I hope through his illness he'll get to see the power of God. What else? I actually commented on fasting on his pages. I think in one of his videos he said that, yeah, well, you know, the doctors had advised him not to fast before chemotherapy, that he'll be too weak to withstand the chemo. And what I've been reading about fasting in especially cancer has been brought up a couple of times, is that our cells, normal human cells that are not cancerous, when you fast, they kind of close up and they try to preserve energy, and they don't take any energy, they just kind of close off themselves. Whereas cancer cells are craving for energy, and what they do is they start grabbing anything that is available. And what then happens when you get chemo in your body, the cancerous cells that do not have this kind of fasting mechanism in them, they actually intake this poison more how do I say, readily than the normal human cells, thus making the chemotherapy more effective. Don't know. But anyway, I mean, I haven't had experiences, what I mean. This is only what I've been reading. But I've found that because of my own illness, that doctors, they don't know everything. They pretend to do, but they don't. But anyway, regardless of doctors, Jesus Christ is your King and my King.